All right, we're here with Doug Widmeyer at the Martinsburg Union Rescue Mission. And Doug, before we start, can you share with me how long you've been serving here at the mission?
Well, actually, I started when Reverend Crow first came here about 59 years ago with the mission at the Licklider House next door. I've been a supporter of Reverend Crow and the Martinsburg Union Rescue Mission ever since then, both financially and physically by serving on the board and doing other projects in the community to help the rescue mission.
And you've been on the board how many years? Because you're currently on the board.
I'm currently on the board now. This is my second time on the board. And I guess this might be the end this year.
No. Nice
Well,
try. Yeah, nice try. But no, this is your second full 3-year term?
Probably 9
9 years.
9 years, yeah.
9 years
It's
on
been
the
very rewarding.
Yeah.
People in the community would be surprised what the Martinsburg Rescue Mission does for the residents that stay here.
Yeah. Right now, you're involved in the property and grounds.
Property and grounds, correct.
As you're working with the men here and the staff here, what is some of the things that over the years that has stood out to you that has made the connection for you?
Well, the most amazing thing is when, 6 years ago, we constructed a new building that we're in, which at a cost of over $2 million. And when the building was finished, it was paid for, and there's no outside financing, no government funding at all here to rescue. All of it was through donations from churches and members of the community, and that's very rewarding to know that.
Yes. And as you're here, what is your current role now at Property and Grounds? You do Property and Grounds. What is your current role?
Well, our goal right now is to expand the mission. We're in the process of maybe remodeling some apartments we have to house the women and children or families that are homeless, that have find a hard place to live. The other thing is we're trying to expand the mission with more projects that will probably consist of maybe putting a new building up eventually to house those projects.
And one of the neat things that we're doing here too is Property and Grounds is we always have upkeep every day here at the mission. We also, you've been a key person in helping us with our donations, our cardboard, our paper, our clothes. We're working on a sign for the thrift store right now.
Yeah. Well, the way the mission survive actually is through individual contributions. We have a lot of church support and organizations, and financially that's very helpful because, believe it or not, it takes a lot to run the rescue mission when you're housing 50 to 75 people every day,
Yeah.
giving them 3 good meals a day. In turn, those residents that stay at the mission are also very helpful because they help us with the different projects and their work ethic here at the hospital, at the mission, because they work in the warehouse, they work in the kitchen, they work on the grounds, so they also contribute, and that's important.
Yeah. And the store, the thrift store, you've seen a lot of growth over there, and you've seen like with the furniture, because that's one of your specialties is you've helped us get a lot of furniture in, and we're able to, people donate to us for our thrift store, so we're able in return, able to sell it and comes back to help do the things we need.
The thrift store is another vital issue here at the rescue because the finances generated from the mission store. And you talk about furniture. Furniture is very important because it's a high price item that generates more income. Having said all that, if you're replacing furniture in your house or doing some renewing there, you'd like to donate to the rescue mission, you can call 304-263-6901, and we'll be glad to pick it up. If you're closing out in the state and you have furniture you want to get rid of, you can also call the rescue mission, and that's a valuable asset to help us along with our financial support that we need here to keep things moving.
And you've opened up my eyes to something that we desperately need right now, and that is volunteer drivers.
Right.
So, and Doug gave me a great idea. We've advertised it. We're going to advertise it again. Patrick's going to get it up on our Facebook again about volunteer drivers. Share with a little bit about that.
Well, if you have a valid driver's license and a clean record, we could use you for 2 to 4 hours a day, 1 day a week, 2 days a week, whatever you can contribute. And that helps alleviate the men at the mission that they can do other duties And there's also, we could use volunteers if you're like to work in the retail store over here. We could use volunteers there also. Sometimes we have people actually come in and volunteer to work in the kitchen and serve meals, and that's also important. But if you want to volunteer, no matter what you like to do, call the mission, talk to Superintendent Tim, Supervisor Patrick, 263-6901, and they'll find a place for you to work.
Yes.
It'd be very much appreciated.
And the volunteer drivers, that is a great program. We're going to continue to promote that. We need those volunteer drivers because we have a lot of donation pickups that if we don't have drivers on the road, we're not able to get those pickups.
That's exactly right. And we pick up a lot of paper, cardboard, and furniture.
And food.
And food, and your help would really be appreciated.
Yeah. Doug, before we go, what else would you like to share with the folks about your ministry? Because you've given a lot to this community. You've also given a whole lot to this community. But what would you like to share with the folks before you go?
Well, I'd like people in the community to realize that the Martinsburg Rescue Mission is not a stop-off. We have a lot of men come in here that need to be rehabbed and nurtured along in life. The way we do that, we provide a nice place for shelter, 3 meals a day, chapel twice a day, which is very rewarding. And yes, there are some men at the chapel that rededicate their life to Christ, and that's very important and very rewarding for us to see that happen.
Yes. Doug, thank you on behalf of the mission and your many years. And hey, if anybody wants to comment on this or say any good things about Doug or ask Doug any questions, send us a message on Facebook and we'll get it to Doug and we'll get Doug's answer back to you right away. Thanks for your time, Doug, and thanks for your service.
Thanks very, very much.